This is for educational purposes only, not financial advice. Now let's talk. You have a job, you pay your bills, you're not doing anything crazy with your money, and somehow, every single month, it's gone. No savings, no cushion, just the same cycle repeating itself. If that's your life right now, I want you to know something. It's not because you're bad with money. It's because nobody ever showed you where the leaks are. And that's exactly what we're doing today. Welcome to Blake's Bend, the channel for people who are tired of feeling behind, tired of watching money disappear without knowing where it went, and tired of feeling like financial freedom is something that only happens to other people. If you've ever thought, I make decent money, so why do I still feel broke? Subscribe right now, because that question is exactly what this channel is built to answer every single week. Here we talk about the real stuff, how to stop paying for things you forgot you signed up for, how to actually save money without feeling like you're sacrificing everything, how to start investing even when you think you don't have enough, and how to build a financial life that doesn't make you anxious every time you open your bank app. No complicated jargon, no judgment, no just stop buying coffee advice, just clear, honest, practical steps, starting right now in this video. I'm Blake. Let's get into it. Let's start with one of the biggest traps, lifestyle inflation. This is what happens when your income goes up, but your spending goes up right along with it. A lot of people think getting a raise will suddenly change everything. And in some ways it does, but not always in the way they expect. The paycheck gets bigger, so they feel like they can finally breathe. Maybe they upgrade their car. Maybe they move into a nicer apartment. Maybe they start ordering food more often because now they deserve it. Maybe they sign up for premium subscriptions, a better phone plan, more convenience, more comfort, more everything. None of those things is automatically bad. That's the important part. The problem is when every raise disappears into a slightly more expensive life before it ever has a chance to create security. Here's a simple example. Imagine someone making $50,000 a year. They get a promotion and start making $65,000. On paper, that sounds like a big jump. But if the extra money gets absorbed by a car payment that's $200 higher, a rent increase, a few more dinners out every week, and a handful of new subscriptions, then the person is still living almost the same financial life they were living before. The stress may even feel worse, because now they're earning more but still not getting ahead. This is why so many people say things like, I make more than I used to, but I still feel broke. The income went up, but the distance between income and spending never really changed. The second problem is something that looks tiny in isolation, but becomes huge when you stack it across a year: subscription blindness. This is what happens when recurring charges get scattered across your statement so neatly that you stop seeing them as a real expense. One app here, one streaming service there, a cloud storage plan, a fitness app you used for 2 weeks, a productivity tool you forgot you were still paying for, a free trial that quietly turned into a monthly charge. The issue is not just that people subscribe to things. The issue is that most people don't add it all up. They see $9.99 and think, that's nothing. Then another $12.99, then $19.99, then $7.99, then $15. And by the end of the month, the total looks nothing like the individual charges. That's why many people are shocked when they actually audit their bank statements. They assume they spend a small amount on subscriptions, but the reality is often much higher. The expensive part is not one subscription. It's the collection of little decisions that never got reviewed. And this is where a lot of people have their first real money breakthrough. Not because they earned more, not because they got lucky, but because they finally looked at the full picture and realized they were paying for things they didn't even use anymore. That's why a bill audit is so powerful. It forces clarity. The third mistake is probably the most common one, and it sounds responsible at first. I'll save whatever is left at the end of the month. The problem is that for most people, there is never anything left. Life expands to fill the space available. If you give yourself the whole paycheck to manage freely, it will almost always find a way to disappear. Sometimes it disappears into essentials, but often it also disappears into convenience, impulse spending, small upgrades, and the quiet feeling that you can worry about saving later. But later rarely comes. That's the trap. People who actually build savings do the opposite. They don't wait until the end of the month to see what remains. They move money first. They pay themselves first. That means the moment the paycheck lands, a portion is automatically sent somewhere safe before the rest has a chance to get consumed by daily life. This is not about being extreme. It's about making saving happen before emotion and habit take over. If you leave saving until the end, you're relying on discipline in the exact moment when you're most likely to be tired, distracted, or tempted to spend. The better strategy is to remove the decision entirely. The first step out of financial chaos is to get clear on where your money is actually going. Not where you think it's going, where it's actually going. That means opening your bank or credit card statements and looking at the last 30 days with fresh eyes. Don't scroll quickly. Don't just look at the total. Look line by line. Ask a simple question about each recurring charge. Do I use this? Do I need this? Does this make my life better in a way that matters? This is where a lot of hidden waste shows up. Maybe it's a subscription you forgot about. Maybe it's a service you stopped using months ago. Maybe it's a recurring app charge that seemed small enough not to matter. But small expenses matter when they repeat every month. A $15 subscription becomes $180 a year. A few charges like that can easily become the difference between feeling stuck and having breathing room. This is also why tools like Rocket Money are helpful. They don't replace your judgment, but they make it easier to see the clutter and cut it faster. And when people see the waste clearly, they usually act on it much faster than they expected. Once you know where the waste is, the next move is to stop depending on memory and willpower to save. Automate it. The goal here is not to become a perfect saver overnight. The goal is to build a system that works even when you're busy, tired, or tempted to spend. If your savings depend on you remembering to move money manually every month, that money is going to get lost sooner or later. A better method is to set up an automatic transfer on payday. It doesn't have to be huge. In fact, starting small is often smarter because small wins build confidence. Even $50 a month creates momentum. That may not sound dramatic, but over time, it becomes a habit. And habits are what change financial lives. The beautiful part about automation is that it removes friction. You don't have to negotiate with yourself every month. You don't have to decide whether to save after spending. You simply make saving the default. The final step is to choose a budgeting system that actually fits your personality. A lot of people fail with money not because they don't care, but because they try to force themselves into a system that feels too strict, too confusing, or too unrealistic. Some people do great with a visual system like envelopes, because seeing cash separate from spending money makes them more mindful. Others prefer zero-based budgeting, where every dollar gets assigned a job. And some people need something simpler and more flexible, like the 50-30-20 rule. The best budget is not the most sophisticated one. It's the one you'll actually use when real life gets busy. That's why Episode 2 exists, to help you figure out which system makes the most sense for your life instead of forcing you into a one-size-fits-all plan. Once you have a budget that works, money stops feeling random. And when money stops feeling random, you start feeling more in control. If this episode hit home, I want you to do one thing before you click away. Open your bank statement and find one expense. You can cancel this week. just one. Don't try to fix your whole financial life tonight. Start with one small decision that creates real movement. Then leave a comment and tell me what surprised you most. Was it how much money disappears through subscriptions? Was it how easy it is to let savings come last? Was it the realization that a raise doesn't automatically fix anything if spending rises with it? The goal of this channel is not to make money feel scary. It's to make it feel understandable. And when money becomes understandable, it becomes manageable. I'm Blake. See you in episode 2. Quick reminder, I'm Blake, and everything on this channel is for educational purposes only. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Always consult a qualified professional before making any financial decisions. Some links in the comments may be affiliate links. I may earn a commission at no extra cost to you. See you next week.